We've got the resistors laid out, and as I showed you before, we've got them marked out. So I'm going to pick up this one, which is 100, and this is R17, which goes in the top just here. So we can pop that one in. There we go. And then the one next to it is 10K, and this one is just to the left here next to this transistor, so we can pop that one in as well. Okay, so let's get them two soldered up. Okay. Right, that's got them two done. Okay, so the next one is R15, wherever that was disappeared to. Let's see if we can find that one. Okay, so R15 is down here, and this is a 15 that we've pre-checked on the multimeter. So that's that one in. Great. Okay, so that's that one done. Let's see if we can find these two then. We've got R7 and R3. Okay, so R3 is just there, which says 20 on it. Just bend the legs out. So close by must be R7. Which is just there. Right, let's get them two soldered up. Okay, that's them done. Now, I've dropped a little boo-boo, I think. I've soldered the 10K resistor there, and actually it should have gone down there. So I've got to unsolder it from there and put it back in there. So we've got those 2 points there and there to desolder. So I've got my soldering iron. It's got a hole in the end which we put on the circuit board, and we can suck out the solder. So it's there. So it's just here then. Let's see if this works. So we put it on, give it a little jiggle so it melts the solder, and then we suck it up like that. Yep, it's almost there. Little jiggle. There we go. Let's put that in there. There we go, let's put that out. So we can now put that where it's supposed to go in the 10K. And it's going to be a bit fiddly this because the legs are short. So, right, okay. Long nose pliers. There, that's got that in place. So we'll just gently just bend that leg out just to hold it in place. There we go, and we shall solder it in the correct place this time. There, that's better. So we've got some more resistors here which are actually 10s, and that's what, when I was checking off camera, that's when I realised that we've actually got that one wrong. So we've got 4 of these, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's get those in. Now, I could say I did that deliberately just to show you how to desolder. Will you believe me? I very much doubt it. And the final one. Again, just bending the legs just to hold it in place, and we can solder those up. Now I'll start with the one that I desoldered before, so we'll just make sure that this is going to solder up correctly this time. Yep, that's taken okay, so that's good. There we go. Great, that's got those done. Okay, So the next ones we'll do are the 180. So I've got one there, two there, one there. So I've got 4 in total. And the last one. Okay, so that's got those 4 180s in, so let's solder those up. Great, okay, so that's got those in. So what should be left now then are the 3.6Ks, which go down there, there, where else? Here. I just noticed there's another 180 there, which I don't seem to have. Interesting. Have I got a... Have I got one short? Interesting. Back in a moment. Right, it's been a few days since my last video, and I want to say thank you to Duncan from work, who has provided me with a spare resistor, because either I've lost it or there was one short in the pack. So I now have that resistor I can put in there, and we can solder that one up, and we can carry on with the kit build. Well, it can do if it's soldered right. It's better. Right, so we're now back on track. Okay, so the other thing that's arrived in the post is the IC holder. So we can now get this soldered in place. And if we look at the IC pattern on the board here, you'll see there's a small cutout. And on the IC holder, there's a small cutout at the top here as well. So that's the way it goes in. So that should just pop in there like that, and we just need to solder this in place. So we just hold that in place there, and we can start soldering. So it's going to do the two ends first of all. Do that end, and this end is at, yeah. So we're just going to put a little dab of solder there, and I'm going to push on the underside and melt it. And did you hear it just click into place? I'm just going to do the same for the other one. I'm just going to push gently on the reverse side, and that one's okay, so that one's in place. So because I've just done that at both ends, it means that all the pins are now through, and we can get that soldered up. And because there's no actual IC on this, we can do the legs in order. There we go. So that's all then done. So as always, a quick visual check to make sure that all the pins are soldered up, and they look okay to me. So next thing we need to do then is the final lot of the resistors. So let's get those put in place. And these are the 3.6. Again, I'm just gently bending the legs and the other side just to hold the resistor in place. Okay, now the last few are just around here, so I'm going to solder up what I've done so far, and then we'll do the last few. So let's get these done first. I have to be careful because some of these pads are quite small, so to make sure that we don't get any solder bridges. Okay, it's got those done. Come on, get in the hole. Okay, let's get those three soldered up. Okay. Okay, next thing we'll do is look at the LEDs. Now in the pack we've got some red LEDs and some blue LEDs which are loose. The rest are in these packs here. So we'll come to those bulk ones later on. First of all, let's have a look at this V shape here. So this is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're the red LEDs. There's 8 of them to go into there. Now we can see on these other LEDs, you can see where it's marked plus and minus, and the minus is always next to the flat side. So we know on here the flat is the negative side. On these, yeah, we have one leg which is only just longer than the other, and the longer leg is a positive, so the short leg is the negative. So we need to put those negative or short leg like that. If it's quite difficult like this one where you've got the two legs about the same, the negative side is on the what they call the hammer side, this side. I hope you can see that all right. So there's those 3 in, and we'll just Slightly bend the legs. I'm just holding them with my thumb one side as well. Just holds them in place. Yeah, come on. Now on this side, the negative is on the opposite side. Well, it's got those in place. Let's get them soldered up. Now, we've got a bit of a solder bridge going on there, but let's just get rid of some of these legs. Seems I made a right mess of that, isn't it? Right, those two legs are quite close to each other, so let's see if we just split them a little bit. There we go, that might help. There we go, that's better. So that's got those in place now. Let's get rid of that. There. Okay, so that's got those red ones in place. So next thing we need to do is the blue ones. Now I must admit I'm slightly cheating here. I am referring to a picture to try and get them in the right place. So again, the long leg, these are easy to do. The long leg are positive. So get these in. So that's those two. The next two are next to the resistors down here. And the next one is to this resistor here. And the next couple down here next to the two little capacitors. And finally the next one is opposite side of the board. And I've also noticed that the image of the LED is slightly bigger on the board as well to help you find where all these go. So let's get them soldered up. Okay, so that's got them done. Just clip the leads off. Okay, so that's got all the odd LEDs done, the blue and the red. So the only thing left to do now is to populate the board with all the other LEDs which come in these two bags here. So I'm not going to bore you with watching that. You've seen me do enough LED soldering, so join me again in a click when I've done all these LEDs either side, and then we'll put the IC in and then we'll power it up. So you join me back again, and we've just got two LEDs to do at the bottom here, so I'll just quickly do these last two. As you can see from the pictures, what I've been doing is soldering a couple of LEDs but leaving a gap between them all, and that way it just helps when you're bending the wires, the legs at the back, gives you a bit of a space like that. It'd be easier to solder up as well. So let's just do this last couple of LEDs now. Get these two done. Okay, so there we go, that's them two done. Great. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Didn't take too long to do. So there's a couple of things that we've got left to do now. The IC's got to go in as well, and we've got to put some power in. So for the power, we've got some wire here. So we'll pop that through first of all. Thread that up and then back down again. There we go. Let's just pop that in there out of the way. Okay, and we can solder that down onto there. Let's just give it a blob of solder. Where's my little screwdriver? There it is. Okay, so that's not going to go very far. Okay, see if we can just snip off that little bit. No, we can't. Okay. There we go, let's got that done. And the ground as well, let's get that one in. You always get a fray of wires that refuse to go through the hole. Let's just twist them up again. Right. Try that again. No. There we go, got it. Right, just have a bit of solder on there then, get that soldered down. Nice big pad there so we can blob a bit of solder on it. There we go. Great, so that's got them two wires done. So let's have a quick look. Just double check everything, make sure we've got no missing LEDs or missing links or anything like that. That LED is at a bit of an angle, if you can see that one there. So let's just warm that one up, and then just, all I'm going to do, I'm going to hold it the other side of my finger, warm up the solder and just push it straight. Okay, there we go. You probably just heard that click into place. And just chop off the extra bit of legs. They've just pinged on the carpet. Okay, so still not very straight. It's pushed through, but it's not very straight. Where is it? Just there. That's better. Right, okay, so that one there, that's just pushed up a little bit. Let's just, where's that one? Go through. There we go. Good, let's straighten that one up. Okay, so I did have a trouble with one of them. See if I can zoom down to show you. Just here, I've had to put a link in just here because the copper pad on the circuit board actually lifted. So what I've done on this LED, because it's on the same copper pad, I've just bent that one and soldered it onto that leg there to make a join, because I didn't particularly trust the one on board. So that's the only sort of bodge I've had to do. There's a hole missing here, but that's okay because that's on the same pad as that, and that's the speaker, so there must be two different sizes of speakers. Just scroll that bit for you. That's those two there, so that's okay. Just checking round, there's no other holes, there's only these mounting holes in the corners. So yeah, I think we've got everything done there. Right, so next thing is the IC. So let's grab that. So if you remember the IC, this is the one. It had bent pins. I've straightened it out using this leg straightener here. So I'm hoping that it's going to go in. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is these legs are kind of bent slightly. Still not 100% sure that that's going to go in straight. Okay, so we'll see. So there's the cutout, and if you remember, there was a cutout on the print there and on the IC holder. So fingers crossed, let's go for it. Okay, that seems to be in. Yep, I'm just going to check to make sure there's no legs on the outside. No, that looks okay. Apologies if I'm going off camera. I'm just checking to make sure the legs are in and it's pushed down, which it is. So that is, I think, almost done. So I haven't taken the controller out yet, so let's have a quick look at that. So we've got a mode, we've got speaker off, power, volume up, volume down, buttons there. We've got a plastic for that, so I'm assuming there's a battery in here then. Yep, we've got a battery in there. Right, so I need some power. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you this before, but I got this in the bag of bits as well. Very helpful. It's in Chinese, but I was able to work out where the red LEDs went, the blue LEDs. I wrote them down here as well to make sure I got the right ones in place. And also you can check the values of the resistors and everything as well to make sure you get everything in the right place. So the back, if you want to see that, is wonderful. Doesn't help in the slightest. Oh, sorry. Where's it gone? Right, here we go. That, I presume, though, 3.7 to 5.5 volt, 0.8 amps is the power that it needs. So what I'll do is I shall plug in my transformer. Oh, before I switch it on, let me just double check the voltage. What is it set for? 2 volts. Let's just turn it up slightly. So 4.5 volts I've got it set for at the moment. So let's turn that off. There's a moment of truth. So hopefully it won't go bang. Hopefully it will stay on. So there we go, that's it, all done. Turn the light out. There we go. Well, I think that works. Well, I'm pressing the buttons, but not a lot's happening. Oh, that's off. Ooh. Right, I've been at the back of the circuit board and I've retouched all the IC points. I've retouched the transistors, the crystal as well too. Just see if there's a dry joint or a loose joint, but I'm getting exactly the same. So the only thing that is working kind of is the mode button. The off button, which is giving me that. But every time I try and do anything else, so the mode button should change the different patterns that's on the butterfly, but it's not doing it. So I'm not entirely sure what's causing the problem. The IC is definitely in place. All the connections are okay inside. So I can only assume it's either the IC's got damaged in transit or there's something else that isn't quite right. We know the infrared's being received all right. We know the crystal's all right. We know the speaker's all right because it's noisy. The LEDs are working because so I'm a bit of a loss as to what the actual problem is. Can I chalk this up as a half a success? Not really. I think this is a failure. No idea where or why, but I'll keep playing about with it and see if I can get it working. Well, here's a quick update, something very strange. Okay, so I was powering it from the desk transformer that I've got here, which I built in a couple of videos ago, set it to 5 volt, and as you saw on the previous clip, it wasn't playing right. It seemed to be stuck after the second or third tone. So I thought, am I getting the value of the power right? So I double checked this again, and it definitely says 3.7 to 5.5 volts, so 0.8 amps. So I thought, I know what I'll do, because I'm colorblind and not very good with resistors. I will take the board into work and ask one of the guys at work just to double check to make sure I've got the resistors right. So to do that, I needed some power, so I've got my little power brick here, and I've got a USB cable, and I put a little end on it, and I put a little socket on this as well. And then this happened. So let me plug that in there, and let me plug all this in here. So it works. Very weird. So okay, so I've got the remote again, so let's see what else I can do with it. First of all, okay, so the mute works, which is handy, although the patterns have now stopped. Let's try mode. Okay, that doesn't seem to be doing much. So there's a left and right here, so I press right one. Oh dear. Volume down, it looks like it's the same as mute. Volume up, it looks like it's changing the pattern. Okay, let's try naught. So I'm just trying the numbers. Okay, so the power button works. Okay, so I think that works. It's sorry, I think that works. It's definitely down to the power, so I need to investigate that a bit further as to why the difference. What is it that this is giving me that the desk one isn't? But in the meantime, I think, unlike before when I said, is it a half fix? I think that is a fix. So yeah, see you next time. Hopefully it'll work first time next time. Yeah, enough of that.